Good evening, everybody. My name is David Westergreen. With me is Johnny Thomas, Emily Harlan, Dom Santina will be joining us later. And this is the ERSCA All-Star Race. And, I gloss over it, but our boss man, Johnny Thomas, sitting out the All-Star Race to join us in the booth. Johnny, how's it feel to be out of the car kind of watching from our point of view?
It's going to be tons of fun with you, Dave, and Emily and Dom. This might be something I do next year. I'm trying to get more awareness for ERSCA, and I feel like being in the driver's seat every week isn't doing us justice enough. So I wanted to come up here and experience it with you guys, and what better way to start at the All-Star Race?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun one. We got big payouts. Johnny, I'll let you explain that later. Emily, what do you kind of expect to see from this race with these guys out on a slick Texas track?
I'm just excited to kind of jump down and talk with some of the guys tonight because it's the All-Star Race. I think it's going to be a little bit more loose, a little bit more fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Everyone just having a good time. I'm stoked to have Johnny up here with us. So just looking forward to a good time tonight.
Yeah, David, I'm going to be up in the booth until Dom comes, and then I'll be flying down to the pits with Emily, and we're going to do some grid walking. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, we got a legitimate grid walk, I think, is what we're going to try to do tonight. So we'll try to bring drivers up, ask them like one quick question, and then hop off. So I think that'll be fun, and that'll be something that you guys are going to definitely want to stick around for. It's coming up here as soon as these guys get done with qualifying. It looks like Scott Crump leading Johnny Eckert. I don't know who that is, some rookie out there on the track. And I jest, Johnny Eckert is our admin jumping in to try his hand at the All-Star Race tonight.
Yeah, Johnny is he's a huge help with ERSCA, and if it wasn't for him, a lot of this wouldn't be doable right now. So we figured we'd award him with a shot to make this race, and he's a guy that doesn't ask for a whole lot. So I wanted to do something for him.
Yeah, Johnny's really, really fast too. He's definitely a threat for the win if he can stick it in the top 10 and keep it clean tonight. And as far as I know, Johnny, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the top 10 drivers from this open race will race in the All-Star Race, which this group of drivers is all guys who are not in the top 10 in points. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the top 10 in points going into this race made the feature, the 70-lap All-Star feature, the main event. And everybody outside has to race their way in, and the top 10 here will get a shot at the money coming up here in a little bit.
Right, and then the winner of this race wins $20. That's no small feat, especially for a heat race. Then I believe also that Ethan Burrell, having sitting out as the points leader, we did award 10th place or 11th place Colin Fambro a spot in the All-Star Race because Ethan was going to sit out.
That is correct. Yep, it should be a good time here. Looks like we got about 19 guys joining the session here tonight to try to make their way in, and I'm gonna fly down here on pit road and let's do this grid walk.
Yeah, let's pull some guys in the booth, see what their thoughts are entering this race.
See if I can do it as good as Michael Waltrip. Hey, Joe, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Think you got a shot at winning tonight?
No, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we got Richard Laverty here. Richard, this is Johnny in the booth. It's my first time ever calling a race.
What's going on,
Johnny?
Not your first time. We've done this before.
What's your thoughts going into this thing? Think you got a shot at making it?
I think I got a shot of hammering either the turn 2 or turn 4 wall today. Probably flattening the whole right side of the car and then riding around in 16th as I like to do.
All right, good luck.
Appreciate it.
Scott, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Johnny up in the TV booth. You're probably one of the fastest cars here tonight. Your probably goal is to win this thing. Think you can make it in the future?
I think I'm just going to have to keep it clean here and stay off the wall and just keep her straight. The car's definitely a little loose here.
Sounds good, Scott. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Whoop, I just moved Scott into the wrong channel.
I'll take care of it. Go get somebody else.
All right, let's go to Brandon. Brandon Key, got a copy? This is Johnny in the TV booth. Brandon.
Hey, what's up, man?
Think you got a shot at getting into this thing?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go up there and win it.
It pays $20 to the winner.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be this damn loose, so I'm just gonna try to keep her on the track, and hopefully a few of these guys get a little aggressive, and
I wanted to make you guys work for it. That's why I made the setup loose.
Oh, it's loose. You did your job.
That's right. All right, good luck, Brandon.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Good luck, guys.
We are getting pretty close. Let's see if I can get one more. Who should I get, David? Let's get...
Either Goody or Johnny Eckert.
Let's get Johnny.
He's deafened, though.
Johnny, this is Johnny in the TV booth. You got a copy.
Hello.
This is your first time running ERSCA. You've seen these guys many, many times crashing. You know who's going to be crashing. You know who's going to be clean. Think you can get in?
Hopefully. My first goal was to qualify ahead of the chaos, so hopefully we can stay up here now and get away from all the potential mayhem that might ensue here.
Yeah, well, all jokes aside, Johnny, thank you for helping out this year, and this is just the smallest thing I can do for you, basically, so hope you have fun.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity and allowing me to even have a shot at racing in the All-Star race, so I appreciate it, and thank you all for everything you guys do, too. It's a blast. I love this league. It's fun.
Good luck, Johnny.
Yeah, good luck,
Thanks.
Johnny. All right. I thought that went pretty good.
I like that. We might have to do that every race, even if it's you on the on the grid, and I'll just tell you who enters. I mean, we'll
You know
figure
what's-
something out. That went well.
What's hard
that's
is
good.
to, and I don't know if there's an easier way to do it, but I have to like manually drag these guys, and the screen doesn't show the whole channel. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but
The easier way would be we coordinate beforehand, and then I
Yeah.
drag in the people, and we know who we're getting. That'd be the easier way. Or even, and then Emily could even ask the question. We
yeah,
could do
probably
this.
would be easier.
I do like that. It was really good. Anyway, Scott Crump's on the pole.
And Johnny had a really good start, starting second here.
And Johnny's good at this stuff, man. He's going to be one to watch out for. He's by no means a rookie, despite what I've been joking about today. Pace car is off. Scott Crump going to take us through Old Texas. And green flag is out. Scott Crump and Johnny Eckert side by side off the jump. Brandon Scott right behind. Dylan Thomas there in fourth, as well as Thomas Sherman. All of these guys looking to move forward when a bunch of these guys have had that kind of non-luck this season, especially Dylan Thomas, been out front for a couple of times and just not been able to capitalize. We'll see if any of these guys can make it in. Remember, the top 10 transfer to the All-Star race.
Yeah, the real trick here is going into turn one. I noticed, David, especially on cold tires, going into turn one at full speed. These cars are loose, so we see if they'll be able to handle it right here.
I love a loose racetrack, Johnny.
You can't
when
beat
the
it.
car cuts out sideways and you have to feather the throttle to keep it straight. Oh, it's just my favorite.
And I'm really looking to see. I think Scott, it's either Scott or probably Dylan that's going to have this open race. Although Johnny's putting some pressure on Scott right now. But you talked about hard luck, and Scott Crump has had some pretty crazy luck so far.
Yeah, we looked at his point standings a number of times. He's made it up to 18th. Had a couple of good runs of late, but just no luck before now. And here comes Brandon Scott, 4th second on Johnny Eckert. Brandon, another one who has just kind of run aground on the luck train. And he's one that I've been kind of thinking is going to make a move to the front every now and again, and really has only had one or two really strong runs this season.
Yeah, I love that paint scheme. Brandon actually has his own podcast. I wish I could shout it out, but I don't really know what it's called. Does a lot with audio and stuff, and Brandon, really super cool guy, and he's had some success, but he's gotten bitten by the luck bug, so hopefully he can turn around.
Chuck Sweeting was in 5th. Looks like he might have lagged out. Another guy falling out of the luck train there, and that yields 5th to Thomas Sherman. This race really taking on that green flag effect. Not many laps to get it done. You have to push for all 30 laps here. Say a long enough run probably to save some tire and come through at the end.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, David, that we are having a halfway break, lap 15, to make it even more interesting. These guys only have one set of tires in the pits. They started with one set, obviously. That's what they're going to have. So there's going to be some strategy. Will guys come down at lap 15? I imagine they all will if we don't get a caution beforehand. But there will be a caution, though, at halfway.
Hey, good to know. And we got Dom Santina with us now. So Dom, 5 laps into this race, the race is kind of spread out, but it's looking good. Crump, Brandon Scott, Dylan Thomas. Who do you think is going to be your guy here going forward?
Yeah, just tuning in. Crump looks mighty good. I'm probably going to have to go with Crump, but I think Johnny's kind of took over my job. So if Johnny wants to come back in here and continue commentating, he can feel free to. I don't care. I'll sit back and watch.
I'm sorry. I had to go tell Tate that we had to throw a caution. I didn't tell him.
Yeah, Johnny will be in here with us. Maybe we'll 3-man booth it a little bit. I think that might be fun.
I'll stay up in the booth until the feature, and I'll come down with Emily on pit road.
That'll work. It should be a good time here, and we'll get them going. But for now, I mean, this field very spread out. It looks like the car is just too loose to run side by side, essentially.
And it looks like the transfer spot right now is Brandon Key, Josh Clark's 11th, Goodman 12th, Hanshaw's in 13th.
Funny that Hanshaw said I'm not making it in, and well, he's not too far off. A little bit surprised to see Josh Clark out of the top group here. I mean, he's 14th in points. He's been one of the fastest cars all year. It just hasn't, a couple of those races he got caught up in some messes. I think both Talladega and Daytona he ended up well down in the order. Otherwise, he'd probably be in the top 10 in points.
Yeah, and the same thing with Joe Francis. Joe was a contender for the championship last year. Just came up a couple points short, actually. And looks like we got a challenge for the lead. Brandon Scott inside of Scott Crump here.
Ooh. It took it away there, and I think Brandon Scott's really starting to put some pressure on Scott Crump, really forcing him to maybe use his stuff up a little bit earlier than he might have wanted to. I wonder if anybody's going to try to stay out, but I envision everyone's going to come down pit road for 4 tires. Brandon Scott to the lead.
That's a power move, especially passing somebody like Scott Crump, who's been so fast, led a lot of laps this year, but just couldn't get the job done so far when it comes to getting the victory.
Here comes Dylan Thomas going after Crump as well. Wonder if Crump maybe wore the tires off it, because Johnny Eckert right behind, looking to move back in with Scott Crump, or with Dylan Thomas around Scott Crump. So 51 car from the lead all the way back to 3rd and maybe even 4th here coming up.
I remember watching the 90s All-Star Racing back in the day when the guys would sandbag just to save tires and then stay out under caution. I remember Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt used to do that a ton of times. I was wondering if somebody would do that in the back, if somebody would just putt around for 15 laps and stay out. But we'll see if it happens.
Yeah, I don't know that Nick or Lafferty, maybe Marshall Stanley might be trying something like that. I don't know. I don't feel like Michael Goodman, Brandon Key are, but what about one of those guys maybe throwing in a 2-tire pit stop here? Ooh, Eckert and Crump, a little bit of contact there. Johnny isn't used to running with these guys. He watches them. Not used to running with them, doesn't quite know their tendencies, and we know Scott Crump's really aggressive. Here comes Sherman on Johnny.
He's probably the hard luck guy this year, Thomas Sherman. I think he's got in an accident every race, and he messages me about every race after, about how depressed he is after these things. So hopefully he can turn around and make it.
He changed to number 17 specifically to change up his luck. He decided, no more. I don't want to be 23 anymore. I want to be 17. I want to change up the way things are going. And in the All-Star race so far, having a good run, up to 4th now as he goes around Eckert. Nick and Delicato trying to get around Eckert as well. Bayuk there as well. Matthew Bayuk, he's been kind of one of the subjects of our consternation throughout the season, I think, in the booth. Up in 12th in points, but just has not been able to finish off those races where he seems to have a really good run.
I love that 29 car paint scheme. It's probably one of my favorite schemes of the year. Even you're focusing on the 0-1 too. That's an awesome paint scheme as well.
Yeah, I do love the green. Maybe my only concern is that the 17 and the 29 look very similar if you look at them from far away.
They should be getting the caution here now pretty soon. And there we go.
Yep, caution is out. That'll shake things up now, as Brandon Scott will probably have to come down pit road, and it'll be a question of who stays out behind him and maybe who takes 2 tires. I'm very intrigued with pit strategy here. Maybe we can see if Emily and Johnny both want to go down to pit road and take a look and see if anybody's doing anything crazy.
That's a long haul, David. I don't know if I can make it. Being in the booth.
The advantage of running your broadcast off Discord.
All right, Johnny, where should we go?
Where
Who do you
should
wanna
we go?
check in with? Who should we check in with?
Let's check in. Is Thomas Sherman on Discord? Do we have him?
Yes, PRC Esports.
Alrighty, so let's move to the TV booth. Thomas, you got a copy?
Dude, what's up?
Hey, it's Johnny in the TV booth here. Made your way up to 4th. Actually, you started 4th, so you didn't make your way up anywhere. How's the car? Seems like you're pretty competitive, though, trying to pass Scott there before that caution.
Yeah, it's pretty loose. It takes a little bit to, get up the tires up the temperature. It gets a little bit better as the run goes on, but then it gets a little bit tight. But I'm just trying to take it easy, not take any, big risk. All I need to do is just get in the top 10, and I'll be good.
Awesome, Thomas. Well, good luck. Be safe entering pit road there.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, Thomas just ended up on his lid at Talladega in the Elite SMRI Grand National Series, so he's already had a one big scary spill tonight, and hopefully he can avoid another one. See who comes off pit road first. I don't see any strategy happening.
No 2 tires yet.
Taking 4 tires. It's like a good pit stop for Joe Francis. I think he picked up 3 spots, maybe 4 spots actually. Around Johnny Eckert too. So Joe Francis up to I think 6th now. And gained 3 spots there on pit road. So that's a good stop for that 50 car. Really pushes him up into the top 10 here and makes him pretty safe.
Yeah, Matthew Bayuk lost a few spots. He's going to be around the cutoff position. Michael Goodman, I think, gained a few. He might be right in 10th or 11th. We'll have to see when they cross the line here.
I still have Bayuk 11th, Goodman 12th. So I'm looking for Goody to make a move. I think he's got it in him. He's really been nice and consistent this year, running about the end of the top, top 20 all year. Been putting together some good runs. I'm just waiting for one of these runs to result in a really good finish.
Yeah, Emily, I'll drag Goodman up there for you.
Okay. Hey, Mike, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Just want to start by just getting your thoughts on how the race is going for you tonight.
Yeah, this car's a little loose. Then she, at the beginning of the run, gets tight. But trying to manage the tires on this last run here. Hopefully, this weekend.
What's the strategy for you the rest of the way here?
No balls to the walls.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for the time, Mike. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Mike, what channel you go in? I already forgot.
Apex Sim Racing.
Okay.
Yeah, Goody is in there with Damian Leininger and Dylan Thomas and Ryan Lutz all run Apex Sim Racing cars, and it's a pretty solid team. They've had a lot of good runs so far this year.
It's going to be pretty fun seeing if somebody can work their way through right now after the cutoff. Looks like Bayou, Goodman, Hanshaw, and Lafferty 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Key and Talon have to hold these guys off.
Yep, Brandon Key did tell us he wanted to, go win it, but at most he wanted to get it in, and hovering right on this dangerous spot on the cutoff. And if you're Brandon Key, Harrison Talon, you're gonna have to drive defensively if you want to make it into this All-Star race. You're gonna have some hungry guys behind you, Michael Goodman, who's going balls to the wall. You got Bayuk there, who's been a good car all season. I envision this battle for 10th is going to be really riveting.
That's definitely where you need to focus right now, is the 10th place and the 1st place, really, because there is money on the line. So we're going to see you'd hate to be the guy that wrecks the leader and you guys both wreck and miss the field going for a shot at 20 when you could make the race and go for way more than that.
Yeah, it's a bigger payout, and we'll cover the All-Star race payout between races, but it's up to $400, right, Johnny?
There's a chance of 400, yes. Yep, they're guaranteed 100, and then a chance of 400 if everything goes right and you make some gambles. But it looks like they're going here.
Going green. Looks like some cloud cover as well. That'll grip these cars up, and already a challenge for 10th as Bayou got a better restart than Key. Yep, Matthew Bayou clears easily in. It looks like the outside lane didn't go at all. Key out. Goodman falls several spots. The inside is the one that pushes forward. Now it's Bayou right behind Talon, trying to kind of pull away from that spot behind. There will be, 11 laps here once you get to line 10 to go, I believe.
10 to go right here, and it looks like Key's the last one out.
Yeah, first one out, last one to try to make a move. And if Talon and Bayou start getting side by side, I think that could be the way Key gets back to him. Johnny trying to defend from Joe Francis. Everybody kind of singling out, taking it a little bit easier than they were before. Never mind, Johnny Eckert going for, 5th spot on Nick and Delicato.
Right now, I'm not really seeing anything up front. Brandon Scott has pretty much pulled away from Scott Crump.
Johnny, if you were running this race, would you think these guys, Brandon Scott, Dylan Thomas, Scott Crump, do they have an advantage going into this All-Star race, knowing, the track, having turned those 30 laps in the race?
I think so, David. Yeah, and these guys aren't any slouches either. And we got a caution somewhere on the track.
Ooh.
But yeah, they definitely have an advantage.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Guys, it's Goodman and Lafferty getting together.
Oh, no.
Let's see, Johnny, you've experienced it now. It's the broadcaster's curse.
You start talking and you're done.
Yep. As soon as we talk to... That's why you tried to cover everybody before the race. The Jinx didn't know what to do, but then you grabbed poor Goody and put him on the spot there at the end, and it's all over.
I'll blame Emily. She just wanted to talk to him.
All right, let's go see what happened to Michael Goodman and Nick Lafferty. Looks like
he's sideways
from the 8. Zishan Dura to the inside. Oh, just sneaks by. What a move by Zishan. Tim, if we could go back to the beginning there and maybe get the start of this. I think the 8 car made contact with the 73 in the middle of the corner there. A little before this here. Yeah, look at the run. Ooh, wow, the 73 car got on the apron there. Well, did he make contact with the 46? Yeah, there was more to this.
Little block right there.
Handshot moves down.
Goodman drives in deep. Oh.
Yeah. Gets into him, and then
that's
no
just
arm, no
right
foul
there.
until right there, and then it's all over.
Good job to everybody else avoiding that.
Yep, not a big crash, just a single car spin, and well, Goody will come strap 4 fresh ones on it and see if he can't move through the field in the limited time he has remaining. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if anybody took. I don't think anybody took 2 tires on that last stop, because so that would have been their last set of tires that they had.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah, there's only the one set. So, in that case, no Goody and Lafferty can't really get any tires. They just have to get that damage fixed and hope for the best. Brandon Scott can't be happy his lead disappeared, though. He was out front and cruising away, not really under much pressure at all from Scott Crump. Dylan Thomas was sitting nicely in 3rd. Those guys are maybe looking to be some of those to watch in the feature once we get there.
I was looking for Matthew Bayou, but I don't see him in the server. I was gonna radio him in, but looks like he's not in here.
Why don't you go grab Joe Francis?
Joe's running in 7th. Let's get Joe. Joe, you got a copy? This is Johnny in the TV booth.
Yes, I do.
Well, Joe, you're sitting 7th. You moved your way up through there. Actually, I'm looking. You started 14th. You're probably the biggest mover outside of Josh Clark. You just got to pretty much stay where you're at, and you're good to go.
You say that one more time. I had to mute Brandon.
That's all right. You worked your way through there from 14th up to 7th. You know, all you got to do is get top 10. You're just going to kind of stay conservative. Or do you want to make a charge to the front more?
Stay conservative within reason. I won't try to make any dive bombs or just do anything that'd get me in trouble to possibly make me fall out. But if there's a possibility of getting another position, I'd probably take it.
All right, Joe, well, good luck the rest of the way, and hopefully you can make it in here.
Thank you.
Francis has been a pretty fast car all season so far, and I've enjoyed watching him race. And he's been good, and he's going to have an opportunity, I think, to win this All-Star race. I think, honestly, the bold pick of the night is one of the guys in this race goes in and wins this feature.
Gonna do who did that a long time ago in the All-Star race? Was it Casey Kane?
Casey Kane.
That's right.
Yeah, Casey's real good in that Evernham Dodge. He was always up front, especially at Charlotte and those All-Star events.
I even think you go back even farther. I'm pretty sure Ryan Newman, his rookie year, was in the open event. I might be wrong though.
And then Casey won the fan vote. I think Michael Waltrip
That's right.
in the open and won the All-Star race one time too.
Yep.
In the Wood Brothers car.
That's correct.
The grid walk in honor of Mikey tonight.
Might have to do it for the feature too. I don't know. I had some fun doing that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We should definitely go talk to some of these guys, and we'll do it here as soon as the pace car pulls off and we finish up these last 4 laps. Green flag once again. Brandon Scott, a good jump. And he'll pull in front of Scott Crump. The battle is for 10th, as it has been, though. All these positions are formality besides the first one.
Yeah, Hanshaw cleared Brandon Key, and he's going to set his sights on Talon.
None of these guys do not want to wreck. You can't wreck if you're already good. That would be the worst possible thing you could do. And battle for the lead. Scott Crump just blew around Brandon Scott there in turn 2.
We got 2 to go.
Woo. Here comes Dylan Thomas as well, right there. Scott trying to hold on the outside, but the inside's just the stronger line here. Scott Crump to the lead.
Oh, Hanshaw got loose, checked up the whole field for 11th.
Yep, looks like it's pretty well set in stone who the top 10 are going to be, unless Kyle Hanshaw can make a miraculous comeback here through the field against Harrison Talon. White flag is out for this heat race. One more time around, and then we'll know who's running for the All-Star race and who is $20 richer. Right now, it looks like it's all Scott Crump.
One last shot for Hanshaw to dive it down in there. I don't think he's going to have enough unless Talon gets loose.
Yeah, certainly possible. You got to hit your marks here. Hanshaw drives it in.
He drives it in.
Not going to be enough. Scott Crump's going to win it. Hanshaw hangs it out, but it's all for naught. Harrison Talon will be the last one to transfer.
Oh, that was fun.
Scott Crump, Brandon Scott, Dylan Thomas, Thomas Sherman, Johnny Eckert, Nick Indelicato, Josh Clark, Matthew Bayou, Joe Francis, and Harrison Talon will run for $400 potentially here in a few minutes. That's exciting. That was a good race.
Yeah, that was fun. The feature should be starting. I have it set for 10:15, but I'm going to jump out of this session. So you might not hear from me, so you guys can bring on whoever you want. Do your job, and I'll come up here in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Johnny. That was good.
Thanks,
And we'll have
Johnny.
to have you back in the booth again, maybe 10 minutes from now.
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right. Maybe we'll bring in race winner Scott Crump and let Emily give him a little race winning interview here.
Sounds good.
I missed the TV booth with my click there. There he is.
Hey, Scott, do you have a copy?
10-4.
All right. Well, just wanted to start by hearing your thoughts on how you thought you did tonight, how the race went for you tonight.
Oh, that went pretty well. I thought I was saving tires better than what I was, but I was burning them up pretty quick. And Brandon there had me on a longer run, so I'm just glad we got a short run there.
Was there a moment during the race that kind of felt like a turning point for you tonight?
No, not really. I was just trying to keep it in the top 10, make the big show or whatever. So I figured I'd get one run at Brandon there on that restart.
There were a couple cautions that happened out there. Nothing too big. How were you able to kind of avoid those and stay out of trouble tonight?
When you're up front, it's a lot easier to avoid the wrecks back there.
That's the key, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we let you go, are there any shout outs that you would like to give?
Shout out to State Tune Sports and also Wade Angels organization. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I saw you post that on Twitter. You just want to give a quick little recap of what that organization is?
Yeah, it's an organization that my wife started or whatever, and they make these little animals and they stuff them to the weight and they stock the hospitals. Me and my wife had a stillborn a few years ago or whatever, and that's when she got it with about 6 or 7 other ladies, and they started it.
Wow. Well, that's a wonderful organization. Thanks so much for bringing a light to that for all of us. And congrats on a good race tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
I just sent. All right. That was Scott Crump there, and the race winner. Maybe we can bring someone else in, or maybe we can make picks for the All-Star race before we do anything else here. And I said I want to pick somebody in the heat to win the All-Star race. I think I'm gonna go with maybe Brandon Scott.
I think that's a good pick. I have no idea. I would like to say that I was going to pick Scott to win that race. I did have that in mind before we started tonight, but I don't know nobody's really jumping out to me as somebody who I think is going to take it tonight. So, but I'm excited to see how it's going to go.
Yeah. What about you, Dom? You got anybody tonight?
Yeah, I know David's the expert of which guys run at each track, but I don't know. I think either Lutz or maybe Nick Massey. Maybe Massey can break through here on this special race and finally pick up a win this season.
Yeah, quick reminder of who's going to be coming to this All-Star race. It'll be Ryan Lutz, James Heater, Gerald Campbell, Tate Lytle, Chris Wright, Matthew Weeks, Nick Massey, Josh Adams, Jared Mogard, Colin Fambro, and then the top 10 from the last race that we observed. And it'll be a big cash prize. There's a lot of kind of racing for money tonight, so I think we're going to see some interesting strategy. And this race is going to be even a lot different than that last one was. We're going to have a lot more, I think, working hard to try to make some passes. A lot of those guys just trying to get into this race. So this second race is going to be pretty crazy. For now, let's go grab the newbie, Johnny Eckert, and let's talk to him. So I'll send it down to you, Emily, to get Johnny, who is just for his first time running with the ERSCA group, and he just now made it into the All-Star race, so he'll be racing tonight.
Hey, Johnny, do you have a copy?
Hello.
Hi. All right. Just want your thoughts on how this first race went for you tonight.
Well, in the open, I probably could have won, but I tagged the apron in 3 and 4 early on and cost me 2 spots. And then trying to pass Scott back, I checked up and lost 2 more spots and then overshot my stall on pit road. So I honestly thought after the pit stop that I was just going to keep going backwards. So just to be in within range when that last caution came out of holding on to it was kind of a miracle in itself. But I feel like we got speed, so hopefully for the race itself that I'll be able to show that, and I learned quite a bit too. So I'm gonna hopefully transfer that over.
Yeah, what's something that you think you learned that you want to transfer over? Something that kind of jumps out to you?
Not drive in so hard. It felt early on the car is pretty loose and it makes you a little comfortable. So you kind of drive in. You tend to think that you can drive in a little bit further. And I was driving away from people at this, the first half, and slowly as the run went on, they started gaining back on me. So even though it was only 15 laps, there's going to be a longer segment in the actual race, in the All-Star race now. So hopefully I take those little notes and little things that I picked up and actually apply it properly in one of these segments.
Yeah. Do you have a prediction of how you think you're gonna do in the race?
I'm hoping for top 10. I
Oh.
there's quite there's quite a bit of speed in this race, and granted, also we were talking about it before the Open started, that there were a few guys in that race that were kind of shocking that they were in that race, based on where they were, how fast they were last season, and the glimpses that they showed earlier in this season. So I know that the competition is going to be a little bit more fierce here, but um, I'm here to have a good time, so hopefully I can come out with a top 10. I think that would be a successful day.
Yeah, well, I think we are all definitely rooting for you. And thanks for the time and good luck in the next race.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Johnny Eckert, our race admin, going in and trying to make his his first year All-Star race for ERSCA, and doing a wonderful job. He is, and we'll see if he can have a good run. Like he said, top 10 would be a really good feat for him, and I think this top group is really strong. I kind of want to keep trying to see if we can't find some of these guys. Maybe we'll grab Brandon Scott or Josh Clark or somebody to see how they ran in this one. Let me pull Brandon Scott in here and see if we can ask him what's going on.
Hey, Brandon, do you have a copy?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so it looks like you finished second in that one. Just what are your thoughts on how the race went for you?
It actually went a lot better than I thought it was. It was really slick in practice, and the race was actually drivable. So I'm just glad I was able to not put it in the wall coming out of two.
Yeah, were there any kind of specific challenges that stood out to you on that track?
Other than Scott Crump, I mean, that was really it. That was really fun racing them for the win there. If that caution had come out, I probably would have won it. But I'm glad I'm in the All-Star race, regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think you're going to do in the All-Star race? Any predictions for yourself?
I mean, obviously, I would love to tell you that I'm going to win it, but I mean, there's a lot of fast guys in here, but we're going to try.
All right. All right. We're looking forward to see how you do on that one. Thanks for the time and congrats on a good race.
Thanks.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm sorry in advance I picked you. So announcer's jinx, you're 100% dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh man, he is in Robin's Racing.
Robin's Racing. Yeah.
That's where we are, and so we'll send him back there, and we will, I think, get ready to go here. Not sure what Johnny's timeline is. Remember, he said he was going to be able to advance the session once everybody got in. We do have cars on track for practice. So, and we have 4.5 minutes of practice. So these guys will, I think, probably just leave it in there. But we've got a bunch of our top contenders from the point standings. I don't know if we probably don't have a point standings update. But as we recall, Ethan Burrell not entering this race despite being the points leader. He had a prior commitment tonight, which allowed Colin Fambro, who is 11th in points, to make it in to this race on a lock. Here's a Dom's pick, Nick Massey, running around, getting ready for it.
David, so I know you were talking with Johnny there during the last race about how that might give him an opportunity to kind of feel out the track, but now these guys that have been sitting waiting have been able to run quite a few laps. You think it might be kind of even now on experience and knowing what the track's going to be like here for the main race?
Here's an interesting thing is that, I try to practice it at least the hour before races and sometimes more before I run. And these guys have been practicing, obviously, but there's just something different about practice to the race. You know, Brandon Scott did say the track was much slicker in practice than it was in the race. And once he got in the race, it was just it hooked up and took off for him, and that's why he got the lead. And obviously he got beat late in that one, but that car was very quick, and I think it was a little bit different than it handled in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm looking at the results here for practice, and not, even though Nick Massey is second quickest right now, I'm not relying on that very well when it comes to the racing portion of the night.
The other thing that happens in a practice session when it comes to lap times is some guys, get out early when the track is either shaded or it has no rubber, brand new, and then you can lay down a really good lap, a heater, if you will, as James Heater is top of the board for now. And some of these guys can go out there and run a really big flyer early in practice, and it just ends up never getting beat. Or when the track rubber's up, sometimes those cars tend to get quicker. So either we don't have any rubber in the track at all, or vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Got about 2 minutes left to go now.
Good pick from the group that is starting from the first time is Tate Lytle. I think he coming off his second win of the season, the momentum is on his side. Tate has been really competitive this season. In fact, he missed a race, yet he's still fifth in points. I think that is really remarkable, all things considered. He is very, very good out here in this 56 car.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought about maybe choosing him as one of my picks as well, but thought I'd switch it up a little bit. But yeah, definitely a car you have to watch out for here tonight.
Yeah, when Johnny Eckert came and talked to us about guys who are really fast, a lot of speed, Tate Lytle is the kind of guy you're talking about. He's been winning races. He's been really, really running well in those wins too. Like he was, practically unstoppable a couple of these races, and he even had some wins get taken away from him earlier in the season. We could try to bring Tate Lytle up if we want to give him an interview, but I was trying to hold off on the new guys so that Johnny could do the grid walk here, and once Johnny Thomas joins us, which I think he just did.
Oh, look who it is! Look who the cat dragged in.
It for Emily now. Far walk.
All right.
Go for it, Johnny. We're ready. We've been waiting for you.
Ready for the for what?
The grid walk.
Yeah.
Part 2.
They haven't qualified yet, have they?
Oh no, they haven't. You're right.
You guys are
We're
jumping the
early.
gun here.
I guess that the grid walk has to happen when they're gridding.
Yep, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but Brantley Roden, awesome sponsor for ERSCA, has done so much for us at Harpoon Designs. He offered a $50 bonus to anybody who wins with the Harpoon Designs paint scheme. I don't know if you guys got that, but that's a cool little deal.
Yeah, so $50 if Tate Lytle goes ahead and pulls it in, and he's one of them with a Harpoon car. Not sure who all's got that. Who all would be the target cars for the Harpoon Award?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I imagine so. Trying to think who else has one. I want to say the 50 and the 46 in this race.
Yeah, Massey has one, and I know Josh does.
Ooh, Josh Adams, yep.
They're second and fourth right now in practice as qualifying's about to begin.
Yep, Josh Adams, one we haven't really talked about, but over in Elite, he seems to be going absolutely berserk. Won the Elite regular season championship over our boy here, Johnny Thomas. But
I don't want to talk about
that. And Josh Adams is really on a roll right now, and I think he might be the kind of guy who could pull up and really steal a win here. He's really starting to come into his own, especially after winning at Talladega.
Yeah, Massey, and I'm trying to look at the stats here. Josh does have a win right now. this field doesn't have a whole lot of wins, and we haven't raced a whole lot. I mean, Chris Wright and Tate both have 2. Ethan, Ryan, Lutz, and Gerald have 1 each. And like I mentioned, Josh has 1. And then old Cameron Rich, who can't join us tonight, he's actually on, I think his honeymoon, has 2 wins as well, so he couldn't join us tonight.
That's the car that has the harpoon design.
Yep, that's the actual harpoon car.
Yeah. So Cameron Richmond in victory lane twice, done a fantastic job this season, though he's been a little inconsistent and kind of the opposite of James Heater. The way James has kind of just run in the middle of the top 10 all season long, hasn't acquired a lot of bonus points, but has just made his way to 3rd in points and seems to be a real threat for the championship should Ethan and Ryan stumble at any point.
Do you guys do race picks?
Oh yeah, we do race picks. I've got Brandon Scott for this one.
I'm picking James Heater for this. I feel like this guy is the one guy that nobody ever talks about, and he's super quiet, and he just runs his race, and he's 3rd in points. So I think he's going to pick up this All-Star win.
Let's go. So we got James Heater from Johnny. I got Brandon Scott. Dom, who'd you have?
I picked Nick Massey.
Nick Massey, that's right. And Emily's got,
I don't think I've picked anybody. I'm gonna go Tate Lytle.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, Tate's always good at these 1.5-mile dog legs. I think he might be the play.
Another guy who
Burrell's on here.
Yeah, another guy who always shines when it comes to these bigger money races is Chris Wright. We gave a lot of money to him last year, and I know Mike Brown at Belly Up Sports gave him a lot of money too. So I think he's going to show up for this.
Yep, Chris has been really strong all season long. He's got the 2 wins, just a little bit inconsistent overall, and I think maybe letting his temper get to him a little bit in some of these other races where even the one he won, I think, is the one he really got into it with Ryan Lutz.
Moving people to the waiting room now. I'm getting ready.
Aha! Yeah, now we'll know that who's coming in for the grid and who's coming in for the interviews, and they'll be ready for you. Brantley Roden told us Scott Crump has one on the deck lid as well. So, Brantley, the harpoon car already won a race. You giving out 50 to Crump as well? Crump to the top of the board. My prediction already looking pretty good in terms of the cars that already ran, looking stronger.
Well, David, don't get your hopes up too much because all 4 of our picks are in the top 5 right now.
Oh,
so
yeah. James Heater to the pole with a good lap from the 16 car. So that is certainly interesting given Johnny's pick. All our picks are Brandon Scott. He hasn't gone yet.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, once these guys all qualify here, we'll get that rolling. Then I'll hop down pit road. You guys can do your thing up in the booth, and I'll just commentate when I need to.
Yep. Sounds good. Delicato jumps up the board there, and Brandon Lee Roden said the real race for his $50 payout. Weeks up to the top 5. That's another one that should be a competitive car tonight. Matthew Weeks has been really strong at these 1.5-mile tracks. Doesn't look like Brandon Scott made a lap.
I have him 7th quick.
Oh, there he goes. He's up to 7th. Yep, there it is.
You guys might have to help me move some of these guys back to their respective team channels.
I'll do my best.
Happy.
We did talk to Brandon Scott, Johnny.
Oh, okay.
During the
Then
break.
we'll move them back.
I was trying to leave guys that had that didn't get talked to earlier on for the grid walk here.
We're ready to go, so I'm going to start this grid walk up now. Dylan Thomas, you got a copy?
10-4.
Johnny at TV booth doing the old Michael Waltrip grid walk. Think you can win this thing?
You gotta have my work cut out for me. I feel like I got good long run speed and just see how this thing falls out.
Almost won this last year. Hopefully you can get one step closer this year.
Need one spot.
That's right. Good luck, Dylan.
Yeah.
Jared, you got a copy?
I got you.
Got a shot at this $100. You made the show. That's all that matters. I think you can get in this and compete for the win.
Hey, for sure. I was feeling a lot more confident until qualifying, so guess we're gonna have to put on a show.
Good luck, Jared.
Thank you.
Josh is John in the TV booth. Got a copy.
Yep.
Think you can do this, man?
We'll see. Starting 15th. I
Good.
probably know what you're going to ask. I like money, so if I find myself in position, I'll probably try it.
You got to do it. You got to rattle the cages.
We'll try.
All right, good luck. Weeks, you got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Sorry, I don't think you wanted an interview, did you?
I was qualifying. I was just writing, focusing.
No, I'm sorry about that. You got a shot at this thing? $100, 100 more?
I think so. This is right in my wheelhouse. Loose car, mile and a half.
All right, go get it, man.
Thank you.
Well, we got 2 more here. Nick Massey got a copy.
I got you.
Past champion. Think you can check this one off the list?
I hope so, man. Short stints like this aren't my specialty, so I'm gonna have to try to figure this out. I know some guys are, fired off real good. I'm not one of those guys usually. I'm usually tire saving.
That's right. Well, hopefully we can tire save in this second segment. So good luck, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Last but not least, Tate Lytle. You got a copy?
Go for it if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Shot at $100 here. Think you got a shot? You're starting what, 6th?
Yeah, starting P6. I think we got a decent shot at it. Hopefully that last 20 lap run goes green. I think the long run speeds were going to be fast.
Good luck, man. You had a shot at it last year. Always these money races, you're going to be up front, so good luck.
Johnny.
Yep. That was a grid walk right there, guys.
I love it.
I'm going to move these guys back here.
I was trying to take care of it for you there. Well, we didn't get to talk to James Heater. We did talk to Scott Crump after his win. Those guys are 1-2 so far, and if my prediction comes true, Scott Crump's the guy to beat because he already ran laps on this track. He knows what to expect. These other guys do not.
Yeah, absolutely, Nate. I think Michael Waltrip better look out because Johnny's going to come take his job from him because that was pretty awesome.
Just need a taco to spill on somebody's computer. I'll let you guys go here. I got to control some of this race, so I'll be down in the pits.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Johnny.
Here, though.
Pace car is in. James Heater looking to go green. We are racing for at least $100 tonight in the ERSCA All-Star Race. James Heater fires away and gets the lead. Someone who doesn't have very many bonus points this year really fires off well, and here comes Ryan Lutz. He wants the lead early.
Yeah, he's going to look to the inside of Heater down the backstretch. Got a good run, got the line heading into 3 and 4, and he'll clear Heater, and here comes Weeks as well.
Contact. Crump sideways. Into the wall hard. 51 car is going to be done for the day.
Well, David, you didn't even last a lap before jinxing him.
Woohoo! Man, I gotta be careful with these powers, man. I told you, Johnny. I told you.
Well, I'm running down here to the 51 tent. I want to get a reward here with Scott here. He's probably not happy.
We'll have to go get a replay of that incident as well.
Yep.
3 wide there between Lytle, Scott, and it looks like Crump just bounced off a Tate. Just not quite enough room. Dylan Thomas got really lucky there. They might have made contact.
Yeah, very close for the 03 car. Somehow got by, but it looks like Crump is going to be the only one to suffer major damage here in this one.
Now, the real question, Johnny, is how many tires do these guys have? How many sets of tires?
Yeah, that's a good question, David. We have 2 sets in the pits. So 2 total, 3 total. Sorry about that, and 2 sets in the pits.
Yep.
So we got to keep track of that.
And Dylan Thomas does have damage on the rear bumper.
And the reason why, sorry about that, the reason why probably a lot of these guys aren't going to pit here is they have to do a mandatory pit stop after stage 1. So once stage 1 is completed and they come down pit road, it'll be a mandatory 4-tire pit stop.
All right, so that's at least one of the sets right there. So you have 1 free set to spare throughout the rest of the race. And Johnny, go through the format for us real quick.
Yeah, so what we're going to have here is lap 1 to 25 will be stage 1. If a caution comes out 5 laps before lap 25, that'll count as stage 1. Then we'll go to 25 to 47. That's an odd number, but we want to set up 50 to 70, have an actual 20-lap shootout. That is stage 2. There's no rules for stage 2. You don't have to pit. You can pit if you want. And then stage 3, like I said, is a 20-lap shootout. Lap 50 through 70.
All right. And that's where the money's won right there. Lap 50 through 70 with presumably that last set of tires on the car. I think there's no reason really to not take tires at each stage. But I think we'll see some guys trying some interesting stuff.
Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sitting out here outside the infield care center. Looks like Scott's about done. I'm going to try to get him when he comes out.
Sounds perfect. For now, though, it's two guys who do not like each other, and Ryan Lutz and Matthew Weeks sitting in 1-2 right now. And I can't help but wonder if the All-Star race is the kind of place where you pay back a favor that you owe.
It's definitely.
I know. I think their score might be like 10-10 at this point. They've run into each other a good number of times on the track. If anything, though, they've got their sights set on $100 and not revenge.
All right, David. Sorry, Dom. I'm sitting out here, infield care center. Scott, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
What happened there? It looked like, I don't know, if Tate came up, you came down. I'm not too really sure what happened, or two guys fighting for the same spot.
I didn't realize we were 3 wide there. We don't really have a spotter to tell me anything, so I don't know.
All right, well,
there on the start a race or whatever, so couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, the tough season continues for Scott, but good luck the rest of the way, Scott. You're going to get a win here pretty soon.
For any good news and consolation for Scott Crump, he is $20 richer after winning the open race. So there is that. We'll go back green here with what's on lap 6, I believe, and Ryan Lutz will be searching for Ryan Lutz will be searching for kind of a green flag run here to establish a lead.
David, going back to your comment about Weeks and Lutz, you could take your competition out and still give yourself a better chance of winning the $100 by taking out one of the top cars if you wreck each other. As long as you wreck somebody but stay clean yourself.
Yeah,
just saying.
The great part about iRacing is it tends to give you damage when you make contact with another car, no matter what your intention was. So who knows what you can do there. Ryan Lutz goes as soon as the pace car leaves, and that spreads the field out on the restart. Lutz way out in front. Huge advantage there, and someone just completely blinked out. I think it was Massey.
A heater blew by Weeks on the restart as well as part of being a benefit of that restart tactic by Lutz. He got a good run on the inside line as well. Weeks falls to 3rd. Then it's Scott and Tate Lytle, the top 5.
And Johnny Eckert there trying to challenge Tate Lytle for that top 5 position. Falls in line and swings underneath Nick Massey. That's the first battle on track. Everyone else side by side, or everyone else single file. It's just Massey and Eckert side by side. Johnny trying to run with these guys and doing a pretty good job so far, up in the top 10 pretty well.
Yeah, and that is Nick Massey having some major blinking issues there in the 48 car. He just blinked off the screen once again. Hanging on that top side, though, outside Eckert. Now Campbell has came to the back door of Eckert, looking to get under Massey now.
Johnny's going to clear Massey for that 6th spot, so move the newbie up into 6th. And, it gets tight there off the corner, and Delicato and Campbell side by side.
Campbell just got major loose. That back end stepped out of him coming out of the corner. He lost all momentum.
We got a power move. Power move by Heater on the outside.
Going for the lead. James Heater ran down Ryan Lutz, took away that gap. And, man, here comes Brandon Scott on Weeks. Just about ran into him entering turn 3. They're running hard like it's for $100.
Tate Lytle underneath, and now he's going to go after Scott for the 3rd position as well.
Tate Lytle just picked up 3 spots in one corner. Move him to third. Johnny coming to fourth. He's into fifth now. Great racing early here at Texas. And Matthew Weeks is the real loser in all that. He falls all the way back to 8th.
Let me tell you, that 56 car looking mighty quick. He just closed up on Brandon Scott in a hurry. He's going to challenge for the second position now.
Here comes Johnny Eckert going for fourth spot around Brandon Scott. Massey trying to follow Eckert through. 90 car looking pretty sporty early. And Johnny told us he learned some things there during that first heat. And from 5th, wonder if Johnny can maybe apply those things and outrun some of these guys.
Here comes Tate for second. He's going to look underneath Heater.
Heater's almost trying to use the outside to go around Lutz there for the lead. He's tried that a couple of times now. On board with Tate Lytle. Man, it is really close through this first group of cars up through first through about 12th.
Tate's underneath Heater here. Going to try to clear him. Could not do it. They draw even once again down the backstretch.
Johnny going to get in behind Tate Lytle, try to follow him past Heater.
Tate's going to be able to clear him off the corner. I think he will. He's got the second position.
Yep, battles for third now. Right, all this happening behind Ryan Lutz. He's holding a comfortable lead so far. Lutz does like a loose race car.
Eckert underneath Heater now for that third spot. Had the advantage through the corner. Heater will get a good run off. Campbell and Massey battling back and forth. Massey pushed Campbell all the way down to the apron there, down the backstretch.
I think Heater washed up a little bit. Johnny's got a pretty good run. Good battle. Couple of guys side by side here. Eckert, Heater, Campbell, Massey. And the inside line prevails. Johnny Eckert to third. Ooh, man, I thought Massey was going to take him 3 wide there on the back straightaway.
Weeks is drawn back up into this battle as well. There he is right behind Nick Massey. Thomas Sherman right behind him. Nick and Delicato.
You know, Johnny or Emily, maybe one of you guys can go see real quick if Matthew Weeks is trying to save some tires back there. I kind of feel like that's what he's doing. And now, now that the tires are worn a little bit, he's starting to come back to the front.
That inside line in the corners can really get a good run.
Ooh, man. Exiting turn 2 looks like it's really, really tight and into snappy loose once you get up near the wall there. And some of these guys are struggling with almost slapping the wall.
And I think it's kind of that short track deal where once you get someone underneath you, it's like a freight train underneath. The next guy closes in, whether they're getting a little bit of a draft or whatever it is. But you can see Heater here. He's fallen 4 or 5 positions as Weeks goes underneath him now, and while they battle, it's going to bring Sherman in and probably give him a chance to go underneath as well.
That's the same thing for Brandon Scott here, just hung up on the outside line, nowhere to go, falling outside the top 10 despite being 4th earlier in this race.
Yeah, guys, I'm down here on pit road, and it seems like the outside lane is the lane that's really starting to burn up tires. You can see it with Heater.
Not the way you want to start it. Ooh, Delicato got into Sherman there. Thought that was going to be a wreck.
Lutz is kind of checked out here, but there could be 2 battles heating up really quickly. Eckert has caught Lytle for the 2nd spot, and Massey closing in on Campbell for the 4th spot.
Mogard now up to the top. Josh Adams trying to get into the top 10. You know, it's a slick track, a slick race. These guys have to have a handful for these race cars right now, and it's tough to drive. You can tell these guys are struggling, and that's what makes racing so much fun.
There's Massey underneath Campbell for the 4th spot. He'll clear him coming off of turn number 4.
Yep, Campbell.
Eckert underneath Lytle.
Johnny to P2.
A power move.
Yeah, that's a great move by Johnny Eckert. He is showing off here tonight. The admin up in P2, looking to see if he can't run down Ryan Lutz. There's a long way to go and a caution coming out soon.
Heater was starting to make his way back up towards the front, but now Indelicato's got underneath him here in the 6th spot. And he's going to be stuck on the high side once again. Here comes Weeks and Sherman right behind him as well.
We did not see this much speed from this 01 car in that first race. Indelicato was just kind of there in about 4th or 5th spot. And now he is really starting to march forward. This 01 just might have something for him if he can get a little track position. At this point, though, it's all about who can touch Ryan Lutz.
Yeah, Lutz out by almost a full second. Over Johnny Eckert. Massey into the 3rd position now. He's got around Tate Lytle.
About 7 to 8 tenths of a second between Lutz and Eckert, and it's not really changing. Otherwise, yeah, it's these guys who we know are good at saving the tires. Nick Massey, Nick Indelicato, that are coming forward. Nick Massey does love to see a long green flag stint. He is very, very good on a long run.
I'm just loving it watching these guys come out of 4. There's so many people sideways every single time out of 4, especially in the back. Like 10th through 15th is just a gaggle of cars.
Battle there for 4th. Gerald Campbell, Tate Lytle. Now Lytle losing 2 spots. And Delicato by.
David, I know you mentioned that in that first race, Indelicato was not this fast, but maybe was he just riding around a little bit, making sure he got into this one, and now the aggression is ramped up now that the big money's on the line?
I think that's absolutely correct. And Indelicato's just seems like he's turned it up a notch here, and I've kind of been waiting for him to turn it up a notch in terms of the actual season. You know, he's up here 13th in points, wasn't able to get in on points, and I feel like he's had more speed than his teammate Matthew Bayuk, but Indelicato's behind him in points. You know, it's 2 points. They're close together. I think Colin Fambro might have the wall. So our first victim of the Texas Motor Speedway today, Colin Fambro in this number 5 car.
That Texas stripe.
Yeah, we did just go to Darlington in real life, so got it on the mind.
Delicato just got by Campbell for the 4th spot. So he continues his march towards the front.
I'm watching times, guys, and it looks like Nick Massey's the fastest guy on the track.
Yep. And Johnny Eckert is eating into the lead by Ryan Lutz a little bit. And Massey eating into the lead Eckert has on him, but I don't think anything's going to happen between any of the top 3 before the caution comes out here at lap 25.
No, absolutely not, and probably not through the top 6 or 7 either. They're pretty spaced out before these last couple laps go on the board.
Ryan Lutz running the wall here. Having some fun. Is the dominant car so far on the day. And like I said, Lutz does love a good loose race car with the tires wearing a lot. That's kind of his bread and butter. Because he can save tire better than anybody.
So, guys, this is a mandatory 4-tire pit stop. Everybody's going to have to come down and take tires. So they'll have 1 set left for about 50 laps. Sorry, I can't do math. About 45.
So that does put an end to the stage number 1. Ryan Lutz picking up the win.
Let's let it wire to wire, despite not winning the pole. James Heater was the pole winner, and he gave up the lead to Ryan Lutz on lap 1. And Heater has fallen well back in the field, outside the top 10 to 12th.
Yeah, not a good first segment there for James Heater at all. Started to make his way back up, and then got pinned back up there to the top side, and not the place you want to be at all.
Johnny learning the power that the announcers have. Cursing his pick there, James Heater.
I picked Heater, and he's falling to the back.
Welcome caution for Colin Fambro, to be sure. The only car that got into the fence. I think everybody else is just going to be taking tires here.
Yeah, I'm down here on pit road. Looks like Ryan Lutz is going to be the first car in. It's got, I think, the second pit stall here. Just like I said, everybody's going to take 4 tires, so you're not going to see too much strategy. Let's just see who gets in, gets out the cleanest.
Ooh, Matthew Weeks slightly overshoots the pit stall. That could be a position or two. Other than that, though, a very clean entrance to pit road. Everybody.
Eckert's out. Let's see if Lutz is out and away.
Oh, yeah. They came out as they went in, except for Matthew Weeks. He's the only one.
Tate Lytle had a really bad pit stop as well.
Tate might have fixed some damage. Maybe he got in, a couple of seconds of damage in that incident with Scott Crump on lap 1.
So can we just call the picks after? Johnny, can you just end the race now? My pick was currently the highest there after segment number 1.
I'll end it right now. End the session. I'll click that.
Sounds
button.
good.
Well, that would be unfair. Also, I don't believe now the top payout is $400 anymore. Ryan Lutz winning stage 1 from the pole negates one of the $100 bonuses that can be won. I believe then it would go to whoever's last. That's not Scott Crump, I imagine. That would be, I think, Colin Fambro. If Fambro can get up here and win stage 2, he can, and then the race, he can win about $200, right, Johnny?
Yeah, and we just confirmed Ryan Lutz is not going to go to the back and try to win 200. He's going to stay.
Yeah, I envision clawing your way through this field is just a little bit difficult, and then it would probably not result in you winning the race in the minimum 100, so probably a smart plan by Ryan Lutz.
If anybody could have done it, I would have expected him. He seems to be the fastest. Eckert or Massey, I feel like them 3 guys are a class of their own. I think in Delicato, he's going to get some better clean air right now, so he might have something to contend with these guys.
I think Delicato could get up there. You know, it's one of those things where we just haven't seen him really have anything for some of these guys. We've seen Massey run down, especially like last week at Michigan. We saw Massey really be one of the factors for the win, and it certainly had an opportunity late. Ended up not being able to hold on against Tate Lytle, but you know, it's the kind of thing where the cream tends to rise to the top, and Delicato keeps rising up, but it's just I haven't seen him really put one together yet, and I want to see it before we get there. I also want to see what Johnny Eckert can do, given a little more track position where he doesn't have to climb through the field to get up to Ryan Lutz's back bumper. What about Gerald Campbell here in 5th and his teammate Thomas Sherman in 6th? Those guys, Gerald's had a really good season.
Yeah, if you look at the where these guys came from, Delicato started 10th, Eckert 9th, Campbell 13th, Thomas Sherman 12th, and Mogard 16th. So who knows? Maybe Lutz isn't the fastest guy. These guys have been working hard and probably burn up their stuff for that 25 laps.
Fresh tires changes everything here. We'll get going again for 25 more laps. Then we'll have that final stretch of 20 laps to decide it all.
Guys, I think that number change in 17, at least for now, has worked for Sherman running here just outside the top 5.
No, Dom, you can't say that because now you've jinxed him. Green flag back out.
Opposite effect. He's going to go win this stage. Watch.
Let's go. I like it. Johnny Eckert as close as he's been to Ryan Lutz. What does the 90 have for the 36? If anything. Ryan Lutz has been
Campbell just
very
hit the wall.
Oh, Gerald hit the wall there. Coming off of 2. That has been the trouble spot. And who? Gerald up way high.
Very slow, too. He might have more damage or some pretty significant damage there from hitting that outside wall. I don't know if it's a tire rub or what's going on there.
Ugh. Tough break for Gerald Campbell. Just as I talked about him, too. Isn't that amazing how it works?
See, David, it's just you.
It might just be me.
Hey, we had our front 3 nose to tail there for a minute.
Here comes Johnny Eckert. Nick Massey also going after him. I've watched Ryan Lutz run at different tracks, especially like at Iowa. in a loose track where you have to save tires, Ryan Lutz just toys with the field, especially on these restarts when they feel like they have something for it.
Huge run.
Look at the run by Massey. Yeah, Johnny, you beat me to it there. Huge run for Massey up into the second position.
What a pass by Massey. And then Indelicato loosened up Johnny Eckert, and in so doing slowed himself up and allowed Thomas Sherman to scoot by for fourth. Does Massey have anything for Ryan Lutz? It's like all that sliding didn't really slow Eckert down at all. He's right there on the back bumper of Massey.
Wright just got underneath Weeks for the 7th position. Making his way up into the front.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. We haven't talked about Chris Wright yet in this race, but he's finally found his way up into the top 10, up into 7th. Dylan Thomas also moving forward on this restart, up into 9th.
I think Tate Lytle's trapped back here in the 12th position. He's got Heater, Weeks, Scott. I've seen that 56 car darting all over the racetrack, trying to find a way around them. They were 2 by 2, now kind of getting single file here, but I was trying to find some way to move forward. Couldn't get it done so far.
Yeah, the Gerald Campbell incident really squirreled up the field a little bit there. There is a 4-second gap between Brandon Scott and Campbell all the way back, and there's a number of guys back there who are just not, pedaling around very, very slowly. I wonder if there's some strategy to it, or if they're just back there because they want to be. Josh Clark, Matthew Bayuk, maybe trying to run that the save tires strategy that Johnny mentioned earlier in the broadcast. I think Massey is right there.
Yeah, Johnny Eckert is right there as well. The three of them have stayed right together. These might be the 3 cars to keep our eye on the rest of the night. They seem the fastest. They're sticking with each other. They're keeping Ryan Lutz at bay for the time being.
Yeah, Lutz not able to pull away like he did last run. He certainly got a little bit, has his hands a little more full with Nick Massey. And as the tires wear, I think Massey's car might get stronger and stronger, though, Ryan Lutz is maybe the other great car at saving those tires over a long run.
Yeah, guys, and I'm starting to notice Lutz is on that line the whole way into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and Massey's more so like diamonding the corner. I don't know if that's saving tires, I don't know if that's burning tires, but it seems like Massey's running that little high line, and you can see it, and he ducks down in here right there, more so for the diamond.
That's an interesting observation there, because I don't know. The way I know Ryan Lutz drives these tracks is he lets off the gas extremely early, like earlier than anyone else does, and then just kind of gets back in it so much quicker than everybody else. It's really remarkable how much speed he's able to carry through corners, whether that be at Iowa or at Texas.
You can see it there as we ride on board with him here.
You can see just how much of a handful this car is. I mean, that's the fastest car on the track, the leader, and he's got to correct back to the right a ton.
See on the dashboard there that the RPM's between 7 to 8 when he lets off and it dives down. That's when he's off the throttle and gets back on about mid-corner. And he's gapped Massey here a little bit as we've started to go on. Not too much, but some breathing room now for Ryan Lutz.
The leader is always going to use a little bit less tire than the people chasing him, I think. And managing your tires out of the lead is a skill that I think is underappreciated in terms of iRacing. The ones who can keep their tires on the car are going to be the ones who can win races.
Tend to go to the end of this segment.
Yep, and pretty much single file throughout the field. These guys trying to get to the next time they can take tires. It looks like, and Johnny Eckert slid up near the wall. That's going to give Thomas Sherman an opportunity.
And Delicato will be coming with them as well. We'll see how far back Eckert falls, but right now he's doing a good job to hang on to that third position, stall out Sherman's running, and Delicato looked to almost go the middle there, but decided not to.
Yeah, remember though what Johnny said earlier is that Eckert could be in trouble with the tire wear on that outside lane. It seems to eat up the tires a lot quicker when you have to hold it up there. And Eckert loses fourth. He's now under attack for fifth, and he might just want to back out and slot it in sixth behind Mogard. In fact, I think that's exactly what he's going to do here.
Yeah, smart decision by Eckert there. So now that leaves two up front, Massey and Lutz. There's Thomas Sherman now in the third spot. Slowly gaining. Go ahead, David.
Sherman's had a couple of these where he just kind of finds himself in third. I think he actually found himself in second or third last week too, and ended up getting wrecked late in the going on that one.
Yeah, and just to inform you guys, we are throwing the caution at lap 47 to have a true 20-lap run to the finish.
Well,
so 47 will come out.
I like it. Smart, knowing that the caution laps are counting, so we're gonna speed up the caution for the first run and get all 20 green flag laps on that second run. I love it.
Less than 5 to go here till the end of this one, and unless Massey can close the gap back up, it's at just under 0.4 of a second, now over 0.4 of a second. Oh, between Lutz and Massey, it looks like Lutz is going to go 1-1 here in the segments.
Yeah, there wasn't any payout for winning both segments in the final, right, Johnny?
No payouts. Nope.
It's just from driving from last, so.
Yeah, gotta get that last incentive.
Matthew Bayuk, or not Bayuk, rather, their cars look so similar. Sherman and Delicato. Delicato really eating in the corner.
Yeah, I think he gave the bumper to...
Oh, he got it!
There he goes! He definitely did that time. Sherman got really loose. Maybe from a little bit of a help with Delicato there, but I think he gave him the bumper a couple corners earlier. Almost bit me there, David.
And it's interesting because, you know, this is the All-Star race. There's no points on the line, and you know, putting the bumper to somebody, even as Delicato definitely was faster than Sherman throughout the run, you know, could that come back to bite Delicato later on?
Yeah, it's a possibility, and there's going to be the caution flying.
Well, there it is. So caution is out now, and we will have our 20-lap dash to the finish.
How about Emily? You want to grab some of these guys here and let's see what they have to say here going down 20 laps.
Yeah.
I'll grab one. You can grab one.
Okay.
I say we do Lutz right away. If you want to do that, I can drag him up here.
Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, Ryan, do you have a copy?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just impressions, your impression from you of how this race is going so far for you.
It's going pretty good right now. I mean, wouldn't you say so?
I would absolutely say so. I think you're doing pretty well. What's your strategy the rest of the way?
I'll put 4 tires on here and drive like hell. I mean, just try to save a little bit in the first couple laps. And just hopefully at the end we have enough speed and we don't burn the tires off as much as those guys.
Awesome. All right. Well, good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Emily.
I'm going to try to find if I can get Delicato if he's even here.
Didn't look like his...
He's not.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was on Discord, but maybe we can grab Massey.
Let's grab Massey one more time, see if he's got anything. No, they're coming down pit road. I'll wait until after the pit stop.
Oh, Chris Wright just stayed out. Go grab Chris Wright. Let's see what he's doing up there with staying out.
Saving that last set, hoping that we get to caution with probably 10 to go. I will bring Chris up here. Chris, this is Johnny in the TV booth. Got a copy.
How's it going, Johnny?
Good. I saw you had a bold strategy here. That is a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, I mean, so hard to pass. Like, I mean, I qualified 14th, and getting to 7th was a struggle. So I just figured, I'm not going to pass all those cars on the same tires. Might as well try something different.
And here's the thing, Chris. You have one set of tires left. If we get a caution, let's say with 10 to go, do you think you come down there and take them?
I don't know. It depends on where the guys with tires get to. Probably, because these guys with tires are probably going to get here by that point. So, yeah, probably 10 to go. I mean, you would have to, especially if you lose the lead.
Awesome. We'll try to hold them off. We'll see what happens. Definitely going to shake up the field.
That's what I thought. I mean, I'm thinking there might be a wreck right here with tires trying to come through guys without tires. I think there's probably, 8 of us or so?
There's quite a few. It looks like, David, you might have a better idea, but a lot of people stayed out, a lot more than I thought. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, 11 people stayed out. This is going to be really interesting.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I was thinking. I want to call.
All right, Chris, you have a good one. Good luck.
Guys, hopefully it's a good show.
Wow.
11 guys stayed out. Man, I can't even hardly believe that. What a call from all these guys. Like, honestly, I if I was Clark or Talon, maybe I'd have come put tires on it after seeing this. Hang off the back on this first run when these guys all wreck. Then you'll be in the top 5 with tires.
And looking back, I bet you Massey or Indelicato is probably kicking themselves. A 12-car buffer is really not bad. I don't know if they can hold it off in 20 laps, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I love it, though, man. They divided up the field. It's going to be tough. Ryan Lutz is one of the most aggressive drivers out there, too. He is not above fitting his car into a hole that it doesn't fit in and causing something. So what we'll have to watch out for is whether or not these guys back here end up shuffling up because they're getting held up by those cars in front with no tires. Like, this is the perfect time for Indelicato and Massey to jump all over Lutz and try to get in front of him while they're clearing through traffic.
Well, guys, I've seen quite a few crazy finishes already this season. Why not make it the All-Star race another one as well?
These guys came in to put on a show. Johnny, how much did you bribe half the field to stay out on old tires?
$1 a piece. I love it up here. This is a blast, and especially a crazy finish that we're about to see. This is so much fun.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether these tires can hold on or if those fresh ones just go flying on past them. It could be all over in 5 laps. Lutz and them could just fly through this group. I can't imagine this group will let them just go by for free though.
There had to have been some type of plan that 11 guys stayed out.
All the Pro Edge cars did. Tate Lytle, there, Weeks, Josh Clark, they're all staying out. Harrison. So at least those 4 were calculating it.
I'd watch for wheel spin here too. 20 laps on tires, quite a bit, especially how hot it is and how slick it is.
Base car off, so here it goes. The final 20-lap segment in the All-Star race, green again. And I think there were some guys wheel spinning. Colin Fambro and Matthew Weeks do not get good jumps. And Ryan Lutz already through the middle. He's up 4 spots. Indelicato following.
This is what we have to watch for. Just as Wright was mentioning, these guys are going to be aggressive. They know there's short amount of time, but this could lead to a caution here early on. Trying to weave their way through these guys.
And Lutz stuck up on the outside. Here comes Indelicato.
Oh, Indelicato's got to get him now.
Yep, now's the time. He's trapped in the lap traffic behind his best friend, Matthew Weeks. Here they come. And oh, man, the outside lane's just, it's there for Ryan Lutz. Here comes Massey on the bottom.
Massey might have the better chance here, choosing a different line. Seems like Indelicato's stuck up there.
Oh my goodness.
They're side by side for the lead of the fresh tire guys. Indelicato to the top 3 wide. Now let's go bottom 3 wide.
This is getting crazy here.
Tires were the call though for sure. Lutz and Indelicato carving through the field like butter.
Yeah, within 4 laps, they are up into the top 3, and they are
here comes Indelicato. Lutz throwing the block.
He is doing all he can right now to keep that 0-1 car behind him.
Second and third now. Chris Wright's a sitting duck.
Absolutely. Here they come. Delicato's going to need to use Wright as some of a pick, but can't do it.
They came up on Wright so fast, it didn't matter at all. And Lutz to the lead. It took, what, 4 laps? 3 laps? Wow, spinner in the back. We might get a caution here.
Massey's into the 4th spot. A little ways back, but he is coming.
But they're all right. Yep, Massey into 3rd now, and Mogard behind him. Sherman in tow. The top 5 are now cars with tires, and Braden Scott will be 6th momentarily.
I think Indelicato missed his chance, though. He needed to use those slower cars to get around Lutz and couldn't get it done.
And who's to say that Lutz would have been able to... Someone just pounded the wall. I think we might have a caution here. Oh, nope. They got it going. It's Gerald Campbell.
Campbell
car into the wall again.
Having some trouble with that outside wall. Here, and he's slow once again. Trying to get back up to speed, but gap stretched out here for Lutz since they've got fresh air, clean air, and we'll see if he can just tick these laps away and sweep the main event here at the All-Star race.
Nick Indelicato going to be the one that can challenge him, though, and as the tires wore, I think that everyone was able to kind of get to Ryan Lutz's bumper, but nobody could get by him.
He cut it down there 0.04 of a second, not much, but he did have a faster lap there in Delicato.
It's going to be micro gains for Indelicato. He's really got to hope that Lutz makes a mistake, but knowing what Ryan Lutz can do, their mistakes are not very common when he's running by himself in the lead.
Mogard got around Massey for the 3rd position.
Wow, Jared Mogard flexing some muscle here late. Might be too little too late, though, for everyone but Nick Indelicato, and it might even be too late for him.
Well, it was interesting for a minute. Now it's kind of gone single file throughout the pack.
Yeah, I'm wondering if one of these older tire guys doesn't end up in the wall at some point, but it looks like all the fresh tire guys are through. The top 7 right now are guys on fresh tires that are pulling away from everybody else. Johnny Eckert, the one who kind of loses out in all this. He was top 3 before that caution, and now he's back in 7th. Did not get through the field as well as the guys he's running with.
We'll have 10 to go this time by.
To see if Mogard can maybe make runs on Massey. I think Mogard might be the faster car right now versus him and Indelicato. If any of them can catch Ryan Lutz, it might be the 00 car. He seems to be the one who's making up ground at this point. Indelicato might have scrubbed off the good on his tires trying to come to the field.
Yeah, and Delicato, that lap was like 100th faster, but not going to make a difference. Got to make up more than that here each lap. Going to run out of time quickly here.
Yep, we're at 10 to go. We're coming even closer than that, 9 to go, I think, now. So you got to give it everything you've got here. But, I mean, Ryan Lutz is doing a wonderful job, as per usual, on these types of races. The Monday comes out, Ryan Lutz tends to come out and come out in force.
Looks like Massey's kind of closed back in on Mogard here a little bit for that 3rd position.
Yeah, and Delicato gets these runs and then he just loses it. I don't know. He gained about almost 1/10 of a second there, but still not going to be enough.
Starting to make it back, but Josh Clark has spun it.
He's sitting in the middle of the track, too. That might bring out the caution. He's rolled down to the apron now.
Right in
So
front
let
of
the
the
leaders
too.
go by.
iRacing didn't throw it. We don't throw it here. I'm surprised that iRacing didn't. throw the caution.
He hit the wall on the track and was stopped in the track. So interesting of iRacing there. But what could have been a dramatically race-changing caution ends up being a light incident, and the race stays the same. If you wanted to know how strong those tires are, just look at that gap between Brandon Scott and Tate Lytle. That's the gap that the new tires gained on the old tires. It is, I believe, like 7 seconds between Scott and Lytle now. It's just crazy how much faster those tires are.
Might have to talk to Lutz here if he slipped the iRacing officials some money before this one.
Well, maybe Indelicato did. He's starting to make gains on Ryan Lutz. Just 3/10 behind now. Was 4/10 a little bit ago. Those hundredths of a second gains starting to loom larger with just 6 laps to go. And we've already seen Indelicato use the front bumper. He's willing to do it.
Oh, and the money's on the line now. You get there, you got to make the move.
Yeah, if Indelicato gets close enough, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though. Ryan Lutz so good. And when he's got clean air on the nose of that 36 car, Nick Indelicato absolutely has to be perfect.
5 to go. Now 4 to go.
Hear the throttle feathering, trying to get that grip, trying to get that car to hook up a little bit quicker than the guy in front of you so you can make those slight rows. He entered the corner real deep that time.
He gained some time. We'll see if he can hold it off. It doesn't look like it. It looks like Lutz is able to pull back out just a little bit on exit.
36 car looks like it's completely
Lutz is
sideways.
actually starting to get loose.
And Indelicato driving it in deeper and deeper, I think, just trying to find a way. Oh,
Like
man,
you
the
said-
01 really loose.
Like you said, David, just got to get there. He doesn't have to make the pass. Just has to get that to the back bumper.
Coming to 2 to go right here, boys.
2 to go, and they're close from the front, too. And Indelicato
closed.
is driving it in deeper.
He closed that time. In
They're right
3 and
there. He's
4.
right there.
He's inside 0.2 of a second now with 2 to go.
This is outstanding stuff at Texas, baby. This is racing. What it all comes down to is 2 cars on the edge of control, fighting for the win, fighting
Drove
for
it
all
in.
the money.
Drove it in deep into 3 and 4 last time, and he really closed in. Can he do it again here?
Overdrove it completely. I think both of them overdrove it a little bit. And Indelicato not nearly as close as he was. Hanging it out sideways as the 01. White flag.
Lost a little bit of time, but not too much.
It's going to be a Herculean effort from this 01 car to get him here in turn 3. Got to run, though.
Yeah, one more
Oh,
shot.
he hit the
Hit
wall.
the wall.
That'll do it.
He laid it all on the line, did Indelicato, and it wasn't enough. Ryan Lutz is going to come home $100 richer. Nick Indelicato might not even finish second here.
Mogard got really loose. He'll hold on for the second place spot, but Ryan
Wow.
Lutz picking up the all-star win.
What a great finish. That is
That was
quintessential
fun.
racing right there.
They made it interesting.
Loose cars are best cars. I'll never be swayed on that. If their car is out of control, you're going to get your best races, and that was a
There's nothing
fantastic
better.
finish.
That was a blast. I had a blast, guys. That was so much fun.
That's great. You guys
Johnny.
put on a great show for us.
Yes.
Do you want to hang out and do the interviews? Our top 3 interviews for tonight?
I'll do second place. You could do third and first.
Okay, sounds good.
Is that what you normally do? First, second, and third?
Yes.
Awesome.
And we'll let Lutz burn it down while we bring in third place finisher Jared Mogard.
Hey, Jared, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right. Well, big talking point on the race tonight was tire strategy. How did you kind of use that to your advantage tonight?
I kind of had a plan there. You know, we had to take the one set there after the first stage, and then that left us with one. So my plan was just to take one after each stage and see how it worked. And it worked out all right.
What was maybe one of the biggest challenges for you tonight on this track?
I don't know. It felt good. It was a little free there, and then that last set I took no fuel, just took tires. I tightened us up a little bit, maybe just a tick too much, but we started figuring it out at the end. But by that point it was just a little too late. But I had fun. I liked the track and the tires, and overall it was a good night.
Awesome. Well, before we let you go, are there any shout outs you would like to give?
I gotta thank Dennis Zek and Dennis Zek Racing, Bandit Dirt Race Central, iBuy Power Computers, Splash and Go Graphics, Twitcher Race Reports, all the guys that put on this series. They do a great job, and then you guys for doing the broadcast as well. So hopefully the fans enjoy it. Hopefully the military appreciation Pate's game looked pretty good tonight, and hopefully we can build on it and keep it going next week.
Yeah, well, Jared, thanks so much for the time, and congrats on coming in third.
Yes, appreciate it.
Awesome run by Jared Mogard. I'm going to bring in Delicato here. I'm sitting here on pit road here with Nick and Delicato. Nick, you're all sweaty. You're slinging that thing out there. You almost had it, man. Just came up a little bit short. It reminded me of last night at Darlington with Larson. You almost had it. Anything you could have done differently?
Yeah, I mean, that was a ton of fun. It was a big strategy. You saw a lot of people stay out with the old tires to hopefully get a caution, maybe like 5-10 laps in to the final run. But, I mean, it was a mad dash, but I knew if I got to first or second coming through the old tires, I was going to try to save a little for the end, which I did. But coming to the white, I got loose coming off 4, and that kind of killed it. I had it lined up perfectly, saved enough tire, was going to, line it up to where I could pass him in the final lap, turn 1 or turn 4, one of the two. But just came up short. I feel like I'm one of the top 4 or 5 drivers in this league, and I've yet to even finish a race. So I mean, I finished a race, but I've yet to put a complete race in. But that was a ton of fun, even though it wasn't for points. Just shout out to Ryan. I love this track. So it was a fun race all around.
Yeah, we were looking at, and we were talking up here when the caution came up and we had 11 guys stay out. We thought the key to this race, we didn't think anybody could catch Ryan on the long run. We thought maybe if somebody could get by him, if he got held up by one of these slow cars, that would have been it. Were you trying to get around him, or were you just kind of trying to follow him during that madness there, the first 5 laps?
I mean, it was whatever way it went. I wanted to try to pass him, sure, but if I didn't have a shot, I was just gonna let him go and then follow him and save tires like I did. I really like, my strong suit is saving tires, long runs, and I've really yet to show that. But it was really good battling with him. But yeah, just came off short there at the end. That coming through the field wasn't fun though.
I bet. Well, Nick, good run, and wish you best of luck the rest of the season. I know we'll be competing together. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, go check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/YOUTOOU2. And also shout out to Seth Rawls for the beautiful paint scheme.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Looks like we'll just have to do our victory lane here with Emily and Ryan, and you guys can take over.
Hey, Ryan, do you have a copy?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, it got pretty close there the last couple laps. How were you able to hang on for the win here?
Like I told you, just drive like hell. I went a little too hard too early, and Nick was definitely reeling us in. And in the beginning, I was just kind of playing with everyone in those stages. I was really just half throttle for the first, 6 laps or so, just letting them get to me, and then I would pull 3 car lengths and I'd let them get to me, and then trying to wear their stuff out in that second round or that third round. You just couldn't afford to. You just had to go. It was whoever's going to get to the front of the traffic first was going to win the race. And just really, we had a good enough car to hold on. It would have been close, but I knew just keep hitting my marks and we should have been fine.
The guys were saying that you do well on these types of races. How did you think that you were going to do coming into tonight?
Honestly, was debating about racing. I know I hate this track and I'm terrible here, but my mile and a halves have been getting better. I've been working on them. It's definitely something I struggle with in the past, and short tracks are always good for me. But mile and a half I always struggle with. So we're getting better. We're getting there. This is just another good race for us, and hopefully we can just continue it.
Did you have a strategy that you kind of relied on tonight throughout the race, or just kind of went out and waited to see what was going to happen?
Yeah, I thought after every stage you both were on. I thought that was the winning call, and I was totally shocked. I was like, oh, maybe a few people are stayed out. I came out on 12th. I was like, holy crap. I was like, maybe this wasn't the call. But I knew the tires were definitely going to be big, and we were going to slice through them quick, but just had to make smart moves and just be patient, but be aggressive at the same time, and just not make any mistakes and run over anyone, and lose the race yourself. And that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, before we let you go, are there any shout outs that you would like to give?
Yeah, just everyone at Apex, Damian Leininger with Bat for the podcast. Thanks to the Pro Edge guys for trying to bring out an intentional caution, but just all the guys that in ERSCA. It's always fun. I had a good battle with Nick there at the end, even Massey, and all these guys are always great to run with. So just thanks to Johnny for putting us on, and just it's definitely a good night.
Well, as always, Ryan, thanks so much for the time, and congratulations on the win.
All right, thanks, Emily.
All right, well, that's about wraps it up for the All-Star race here from Texas. Let's get some final thoughts. Maybe we'll start with Johnny.
Yeah, guys, I just want to say how much of a blast this is. This is kind of an experiment for me to come up here. Next year, I plan on doing a lot more just outside of racing with ERSCA. And just wanted to kind of get my feet wet and had a lot of fun up here. But it's always fun when you can give these guys something to shoot for. And $100 is a lot. And with all the incentives, we had more, unfortunately, or fortunately to me. I don't have to give away all that money because Lutz didn't take any of the incentives. But it's still fun watching these guys battle it out. And I love loose racetracks, like you said, slick tracks. And this Texas provides it with this setup. And had a blast up here. Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah, absolutely did. And, it's like I said, the racing is comes down to, driver versus driver at the end of the day, battling in difficult to handle race cars that they're on the edge of control against the track and each other. And that's when it's absolutely perfect. So that's my final thought. What about you, Emily?
Yeah, this one was a super fun one tonight. Thanks to Johnny for coming in and adding a little bit more to our broadcast. That was a lot of fun, and it's always great to chat with the guys and hear that they had a good time for the race as well. So, yeah, this is a good one. I had a fun time with this one tonight.
Keep that grid walk.
Yeah, I do like that. I think the grid walk was a great addition. Any final thoughts, Dom?
Yeah, I just thought it was a ton of fun tonight. Great race, turned out to be a lot of fun. And Johnny, anytime that you want to come back up here, I'm sure all three of us would be willing to give up some airtime to let you come up here and have some fun with us.
Maybe next year. Maybe I'll retire early. No, next year.
Sounds good. Well, for Johnny Thomas, Emily Harlan, Dom Santina, Tim, the producer, who did a great job tonight filling in his first full-time role, and we'll look forward to having him back next week. I am David Westergreen from the ERSCA All-Star Race presented by Belly Up Sports. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week.